Once again, we're faced with a challenge in our ongoing battle against COVID. A challenge and a battle that we've faced many, many times, and on each occasion, together we have overcome. There are no certainties, there are no guarantees in a global pandemic and against a virus, an insidious virus such as this. Our defence has always been the steadfast resilience of the Australian people, working together, putting in place the best possible set of protections and systems that has seen Australia being able to come through and protect lives and livelihoods like few other countries in the world today. But that of itself provides no guarantee or certainty about the way that the virus will continue to seek to strike anywhere around the country, as it has again on this occasion. The next 7 days in Victoria will be very challenging. And of course, we are very mindful of the distress and the difficulty that this will impose upon people right across Victoria as a result of what is being described, rightly I think, by the acting Premier as a circuit-breaking lockdown, and a lockdown for 7 days that hopefully won't go as long as that, as the acting Premier indicated to me today when we spoke earlier this morning. They'll be reviewing this regularly and the progress that they're making. And I thank him for that engagement we've had over these last few days as we've been working through these issues. This is important, though, not just for across Victoria, but also important nationally, and will demonstrate, I believe, again, how well Australia deals not only with the day-to-day issues, but when challenges come, how we respond to those challenges together, work through it together, get it done, and make sure that we can move to reopen Victoria as soon as possible. Right now, the AHPPC, the medical expert panel, is meeting, as you'd expect them to, and that's why Professor Kelly is not here with us today, and he will stand up later this afternoon after that meeting and can provide you with further updates. Right now, every support is being provided to the Victorian Government that they have sought, and that has not only included the additional vaccines, which the Health Minister indicated yesterday. We have 218 ADF personnel who are in Victoria continuing to provide support under Operation COVID Assist, and I've made it very clear to the Premier that any other additional support that he requires, then he will receive, and he's indicated to me that he's seeking nothing further from the Commonwealth at this time. I want to commend the Victorian Government and the Acting Premier for their efforts over recent days in particular, and I especially want to thank the contact tracers in Victoria for the very difficult job that they are engaged in. With so many different points of contact that we have here, being able to work through that information and the many thousands of contacts they're working through, I think they're doing a tremendous job, and I commend them for the job that they are doing, remembering that there are many rings of containment to deal and protect deal with the virus and to protect Australians from the virus. There is, of course, our international borders. There is, of course, the work that is done enforcing those public health orders in the states through the quarantine system or otherwise at Howard Springs. And then there is, of course, the contact tracing regime that has been so effectively used, not just now in Victoria, but in other states that have confronted these exact same challenges, and Australians have been able to come through. So once again, we will come through. And no matter what our success has been to date, that is no guarantee or certainty against a very challenging virus that continues to test not only here in Australia, but all around the world. I particularly want to thank the 40,411 Victorians who yesterday got tested in a record day. I also want to thank the 30,426 Victorians who got vaccinated yesterday. As the Acting Premier said yesterday and again today, there are ample vaccines for those who will come forward and receive those vaccines in Victoria. And our simple message to them is to please come forward and do that. The restrictions allow Victorians to go forward and get those vaccinations, whether it's through the GP networks that are present or otherwise through the state facilities that have been established. What we need to do now is what we've done on every occasion. We just need to focus on working the problem, working the issue, and working together. That's how we've come through on every occasion. That's the way the Commonwealth Government, my government, is addressing this together with the Health Minister and our officials and experts here. And that is the nature of my engagement with the Acting Premier, James Merlino, working closely with him, cooperatively, productively, together to ensure we deal with this latest challenge and to work to ensure that we get Victoria opened up again as soon as possible.